You want some Cajun sausage chicken Alfredo? Come on, let me show you how to make it. For this recipe, you are going to need the obvious. You're going to need some chicken, the chicken of your choice. I choose to use chicken thighs. You're also going to need some sausage of your choice. The sausage we have here is andouille sausage. Now for your vegetables, we have a whole medium onion. We have a quarter yellow pepper, quarter green pepper, and a quarter red pepper. We also are going to need some heavy whipping cream for Alfredo sauce. You're gonna have some crushed red pepper and some Old Bay of your choice. If you choose not to use it, you don't have to use it. A hit of accent. You're also going to need some garlic. You can have freshly minced garlic, you can mince the garlic yourself, or you can get the pre-minced garlic in the jar. But I have some garlic that I minced myself, and that is what we will be using. We're also gonna be using some Tony Saturates, some black pepper, and some chicken bouillon. The chicken bouillon is going to wake that Alfredo sauce up just a little bit. You're also gonna need some paprika. We do have a little bit of smoked paprika. I wish I had a little bit more, but I'm going to use some regular paprika, some cayenne pepper as well. Sage, I enjoy using sage in my Cajun dishes. It may not go, you may not feel like it go, but I like it, so I'm gonna include it. We're also gonna need some garlic powder and some onion powder and some parsley flakes for that pretty. You're gonna use your choice of Parmesan cheese, whether you wanna grate it yourself, but I have some freshly grated, pre-packaged Parmesan cheese, and that is what I am using. I am also going to you're also gonna need a little bit of salt, your choice of noodles. We are using linguine noodles, as well as a little bit of butter. So we know what we need. Let's season that chicken. Now to season your chicken, you will need some Old Bay, some black pepper, some Tony Saturates of your choice if you want to use the more spice or just the regular, some garlic powder, onion powder, and some salt. So let's go in with a little bit of salt. Now remember, you're also going to put the same seasonings in your Alfredo sauce, so you don't want to really overpower too much with the seasoning on the chicken. So the seasoning on the chicken is what's kind of going to start the base for your Alfredo sauce. So that was Old Bay. We're also going to put some black pepper. We're going to go in with some Tony Saturates. This one is more spice. We're going to go in with some garlic powder. And some onion powder. To go ahead and get the process sped up just a little bit, go ahead and start boiling your water. You don't have to necessarily put your noodles in the water, because the noodles, you don't need them to be overcooked. So once you feel like you're kind of in a good place to where you can drop those noodles in there, at that point you do it. But you see, you still have some parts of this recipe that you need to complete before you get that far along. Okay, so we have this was boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I just cut into cubes. These are bite-sized pieces, the same I did with that sausage. I don't want it to be really big, chunky pieces. I just want to be able to just pick up that noodle. This is a fork-only meal. Chicken is seasoned. Join me at the stove. I'm still not quite ready for my noodles, but I'm going to start cooking up my chicken. With my bacon fat that I have rendered, I am going to start cooking my chicken. So get you a nice heaping, this is a teaspoon of that. And you're going to cook that down. Melt that bacon fat down before you add in your chicken. Let's add our chicken. The pot is quite hot, so we don't want to crowd, because we don't want no white chicken. We want this chicken to be nice and brown. sure everybody got a little space. You're gonna cook this down just until brown. You don't have to cook it all the way through because remember, this is going to be reintroduced to heat and you don't want your chicken to be tough. Clean as you go, your food will definitely taste better. So the chicken is browning very nicely. So just give it a little stir. Remember, you don't have to cook it all the way through. You just want to get some nice color on it. Chicken is brown, you can take that out. And you're going to do the same with the sausage. So we're going to just brown that sausage in this same bacon fat that we cooked this chicken in. Now we are ready for our sausage. Turn this down just a little bit. And do the same. Just cook that sausage down in that same bacon fat that we cooked that chicken in. Just put some color on it really quick. So just cook that sausage down. Put some heat on it. I want to get a little bit of color as well. I'm just going to put all of it in the center before we stir that again. Put that heat on them sausages. We're going to take these sausages out. And we are going to cook our vegetables in the same grease. Now remember, we're building flavors. Everything that was in this pot had its own flavor. Once you put them together, it just, I mean, it's a marriage of just love. Now about 2 tablespoons of butter to the pan or the pot, whatever it is you're using. And that's going to pretty much, it ain't deglazing nothing because it's just bacon fat and we got some flavors off of that sausage. We got some flavors off that chicken. And we're going to cook down our vegetables before we add before we start making our Alfredo sauce. So here's our vegetables. We got a whole medium onion, a quarter red pepper, a quarter green pepper, and a quarter yellow pepper. Yes, I normally do chop my vegetables up very, very finely, but this is going to be more for visual. So we're going to see these vegetables in here this time. All right, so we're going to drop that in. Of course, our garlic is going to go last. Why is our garlic going to go last? Because garlic tends to burn a lot faster. So we're going to cook these down first, and then we will add our garlic as soon as everything starts to get a little bit translucent. Although it's not chopped up in fine little cubes, as you can see, everything is pretty fine. That onion is almost like angel hair pasta. Okay, our garlic, we're going to add our garlic. Now that's a whole lot of, that's probably about a tablespoon of, a tablespoon of minced garlic. Add that in with your peppers. Okay, I don't need this. I need to get and cook that down. If you feel like you need a little bit more oil, or whatever it is that you want to add, the bacon fat or whatever, just go ahead and add it to it now. You don't want to make it too greasy, meaning too much butter, too much oil, because if you have any left over and you go to reheat it the next day, it will be, the dairy and the oils will separate from each other, and it's not going to be really pleasant when you're going to eat it if you got to reheat it. For the sake of flavors, I'm going to put my chicken and sausage back in with my vegetables. This step you don't have to do. I'm doing it because I know that what we have going on with this chicken and the sausage is a lot of flavors, and I don't want to lose any of that. Get my spatula and get the rest of this out of here. We want it all. So we're going to mix that together. And now this is our base to our Alfredo sauce. Well, I shouldn't say base. I should say this is our protein for our Alfredo sauce. All right, so we can get this out of here. Flavors, flavors, flavors. It smells amazing. And this is how we are looking. Same pot, 2 tablespoons of butter. You're gonna let this melt. Now we are deglazing. We're taking all of those flavors out or off of the bottom of this pan before we add in our heavy whipping cream. All right, so now that we've kind of judged our time a little bit, let's add, this is 1 pound of fettuccine noodles. We're just gonna add that into our salted boiling water. Whether you want to put chicken bouillon, whatever it is you want to do, go ahead and add that to it. And no, I do no longer add oil to my noodles. Thank you for that pro tip, guys. So we don't put oil on our noodles no more. Now to the same pot that we've been using, you are going to add your heavy whipping cream. Now I realized that I did have I have a quart carton versus the carton that I had. So I'm going to use this quart of heavy whipping cream. I might just need a little bit more. Now you judge this based on how much of this you are cooking. Let me get my little wooden paddle here. Give that a quick little stir. So now we are deglazing all of those seasonings that are in the bottom of your pot. Before you add anything else, this needs to kind of come to not too much of a big boil, just a small boil. I am going to add a half of this 1 pint heavy whipping cream because it looks like I'm going to need some more. About a half. Okay. Get that stirring, and let's start seasoning this Alfredo sauce. Remember, we got to go kind of light because our chicken is seasoned and our sausage has flavor, so we need to be mindful. So we're going to go in with some Tony Saturates. And taste as you go. If you need more, just add more. Some black pepper. Our Old Bay. Now this is also going to give that pretty color. Some paprika. And get that smoked paprika. smoked paprika. Now this is going to give it that nice smoky flavor. All right, a little bit of sage. Your choice, you don't have to. Some cayenne pepper for heat. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Just a dash of red pepper flakes. A dash like that. Just a hit of accent. I'm sorry, a hit of accent. And a half a packet of your chicken bouillon. Give this a nice stir. And we're gonna let this come to a boil. Not a rough boil, just a mild boil. And we will then slowly add in our cheese. But at this point, you should be tasting. You need to taste it to make sure that it's seasoned. You don't need any more salt, to your liking. Okay, now that we have a little boil going on here, I am going to reduce this heat and I am going to slowly add in my Parmesan cheese. Give that cheese time to melt before you add any more. Okay, so by now you should have tasted. Your heavy whipping cream is to your liking, and you're adding in your cheese. I've already added all of my cheese, and now I am slowly stirring this until all those little cheese lumps are broken down. The heavy whipping cream is nice and thick. This is probably the process that's going to take the longest. Don't rush this part of it because you do not want to burn the cream, and you want it to gradually become thick. You see that? Okay, so at this point, you are going to add back your vegetables and whatever protein it is that you cooked. In our case, we cooked some sausage and chicken. And slowly add this to your heavy whipping cream. Well, your Alfredo sauce now. If y'all can smell this. Get all of that out. Okay, now mix your sausage and chicken and veggies in your sauce. I know you're probably saying, yo, that's a lot of Alfredo sauce. Yes, my husband likes saucy noodles. He don't want no dry noodles. So yes, this is very saucy. That condensation from the noodles. All right, come look at this sauce. See that? Now let's add our noodles back. Well, they're not back. We're adding our noodles to our Alfredo sauce. Ooh. See? No oil, no sticky noodles. All right, let's give this a nice stir. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Let's get ready to plate this up and taste this Alfredo. See there? That was just enough sauce. All right, let me plate up some of this. Chicken and sausage. Y'all, this Yoki's kitchen, not the Perfect's kitchen. Don't worry about my plate, okay? Don't worry about my plate. So we're gonna hit it with some of that pretty. And let's taste it. There you have it. Some Cajun sausage and chicken Alfredo. Let's go in for that taste. It smells amazing. Now this is why I break my noodles. These noodles be just too darn long when it's time to eat. Who watching me? That is good. The bacon fat that we cooked the chicken in turn fried the sausage, in turn cooked the vegetables, really married itself together in these flavors. Then with the Cajun flavors in the seasonings with the Alfredo, excellent. Listen here. Make sure you try this. That was a big bite. This is amazing. I normally do my Alfredos with a lot of seafood. Somebody asked to do it with chicken. I've also done it with oxtail. But I think so far this one is my favorite. The Cajun sausage chicken Alfredo. Yoke gang, listen, make sure you try this. Let me know, come back to the comments, let's talk about it. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what your family thinks about it. So with that being said, if you have not yet checked out www.yokegang.com, make sure that you do. Pick up a t-shirt or patch, support the channel. Let's go ahead and get rid of all those older patches, bring some new patches in. This is the bomba, literally. I love y'all for life. Peace.